At this moment, Ming stood with complete confidence, radiating power. The Mother of Disasters looked at him, fear evident in its giant eyes, noticing his terrifying black aura. Because of this, it began thrashing its tentacles wildly, trying to attack him. But like a mountain, Ming stood perfectly still, even as the tentacles drew closer and closer. Indeed, the tentacles began their assault, one after another. Suddenly, an explosion erupted from Ming, revealing a terrifying beast aura completely engulfed in hellfire. Ming and his aura launched straight toward the Mother of Disasters. He used his claws, striking the giant eye directly. The monster began to bleed from the attack, but it didn't surrender and continued striking with its tentacles. Here, Ming used his aura to repel the monster's limbs, leaving the Mother of Disasters with no choice but to use its suction skill. Through this skill, it absorbed the evil energy. We see its entire body swelling, looking as if it were about to burst. Despite its desperate attempts, the energy it absorbed was too much for it to handle. It caused the monster to explode, completely destroying it. Su said to Lu, "Your beast turned out to be absolutely amazing." The two of them stood there, watching the destruction of the disaster and the entire area burning. With this scene, our battle concludes. A window appeared in front of Lu, notifying him that his kill points had reached over 85,000. Due to his incredible achievement in the portal, he received a gold badge. And with this, he acquired an extremely rare profession called Summoning Swordsman. This profession was literally created just because of Lu's existence. He even acquired the magic sword skill, which is an unbelievable ability because it allows his sword to bypass any physical defense and inflict severe psychological damage. Lu smiled and decided to test this skill inside the system space. He dashed forward with his sword, and within seconds, he struck a statue. The statue appeared completely unharmed physically, but the real damage was inflicted on the knight's soul, which was forced out and faded entirely. The knight dropped dead to the ground. Lu said, "Impossible! This skill is incredibly terrifying." He summoned the sword again to test it once more, but feeling exhausted, he decided to keep this skill as his hidden trump card. Later, he checked his phone and found friend requests from the team that fought alongside him, which he quickly accepted. Then, he saw another message from Wen, telling him that representatives from the top universities were coming to the school at 2 o'clock to see him. Time passed, and Lu immediately headed to school. There, Wen was waiting for him at the gate. When Wen saw him approaching, he said, "Get ready, because delegates from the top 5 universities are coming right now, just for you. This is something that has never happened here before." As usual, Lu didn't really care. Wen took him to his office and pulled out a glowing ring, saying, "Keep this ring with you, as it contains equipment and skill books you will need." Lu took the ring and examined it, finding a spectacular sword that allowed its wielder to recover 50% of consumed mental energy, along with other unique effects. He also checked the available skills and found one called Close Leap, which allowed Lu to travel a distance of 100 meters in just a single step. Lu was overjoyed with everything he received. Meanwhile, the clock finally struck 2. Extremely luxurious cars arrived at the school, and important state officials stepped out. Mr. Lei greeted them warmly. The delegates replied, "Let's just head straight to the office." As they entered the office, Lady Fei asked, "Where's Lu right now?" At that exact moment, the door opened, and Lu walked in with Wen. Fei looked closely at Lu and said, "This boy looks like a perfect fit for my academy." Feng interrupted her, saying to our hero, "Fei always judges by appearances, which isn't a good thing. So, how about you join me? I'll let you pick any gift the moment you enroll." As usual, arguments erupted among all of them over Lu, competing to see who would recruit him. Watching this, Wen and Lei stood to the side, remarking, "This is great. The atmosphere is fired up, and it's turned into a fierce competition among the delegates for Lu." The competition continued, and Fei decided to play her trump card. She looked straight at Lu and said, "If you join my academy, I will give you the best resources available in the entire country. Furthermore, we will help your dog, Ming, evolve and turn him into an unbelievable, legendary beast." Hearing this offer, the other delegates fell silent, knowing it was an incredibly tempting deal for anyone. They admitted defeat, saying, "We give up. Fei is willing to spend a massive amount of resources on a single person, while we have to distribute those same resources among many students." Lu actually liked the offer and agreed to it. Fei was thrilled and told him, "You made the right choice. Now, let's sign the papers." Time passed, and Lu headed to the academy. There, he saw a huge number of students, but ignored them, heading straight to his room to settle in. He noticed a notification on his phone. It was a message from Faye, saying, "The resources have arrived. If you need anything else, just ask." Faye was sitting with a woman named Jiang, who questioned her. "How can you do all this for a mere beginner? With the resources you're giving him, we could have recruited more than one of the top 10 students in the city." Jiang was convinced that Faye's decision was completely wrong. Faye replied smoothly, "Talk all you want. You will all understand why I'm doing this when the new students tournament begins." Let's return to our hero, who was drawing a circle and placing his summoning resources inside it. He stood up, extended his hand, and began chanting a spell. A blindingly bright light erupted from the circle, and a silver butterfly, about 60 centimeters in size, appeared. This was his newly summoned beast. Lu wondered, will this beast be legendary or just average? He checked its attributes and was surprised to see it was already at level 10. But unfortunately, every single one of its stats was at exactly 1 point, making it the weakest summoned beast in the world. He started to feel disappointed. The butterfly fluttered closer to him, so he extended his finger, and it landed gently on it. From this simple interaction, he discovered that the butterfly's loyalty was at 100%. Suddenly, he felt an excruciating pain, as if something was tearing his soul apart. The system chimed in with a message. "Congratulations. The butterfly has acquired a SS rank skill, called the Billion Transformations. This skill allowed the butterfly to transform into multiple forms, acquiring different abilities with each shape. Right before his eyes, the butterfly transformed into an exact replica of Lu himself, even speaking to him in his exact voice. Lu realized then that the butterfly wasn't bad at all. In fact, it was quite useful. He opened his equipment box and asked the butterfly if it could transform into the shield lying in front of it. The butterfly circled around Lu, emitting a bright glow. Suddenly, he found himself wearing the silver armor. This armor was special because Lu didn't feel its weight on his arms at all. It felt as light as if he were wearing nothing. He looked pleased and fed the butterfly some solid metals to absorb. Deciding he needed to upgrade it further, he immediately contacted Faye, saying, "I need some specific resources from you, and they are all quite expensive." Exactly half an hour later, he received a message that all his resources had arrived. He received them instantly. The butterfly touched the resources, absorbed them, formed the armor, and equipped it onto Lu. Lu remarked, "Originally, this armor weighed about 5 tons, but right now, I don't feel any weight at all, which means I can fight in it normally." Sometime later, his academy friends visited him. The first one greeted him and announced to everyone that Lu was the first place winner. Another student spoke up, saying, "The points Lu got in the exam were purely based on luck, not talent." Lu responded by simply pulling up his attribute window, showing everyone his 23,000 points. A huge debate broke out among the students, and they started arguing. But suddenly, a voice echoed through the area, ordering them to gather in the courtyard immediately. One student guessed, "This sudden gathering is probably for the tournament. It's starting half a month early, and we need to train fast. The first mission of the tournament is to fight mutant monsters." Lu looked a bit sorrowful, muttering, "It looks like these mutant monsters will bring about the end of the world, just as I saw." But the arrogant student interrupted his thoughts, challenging him. "What do you think? In this mission, I'll show everyone the real difference between you and me." Lu smiled and replied, "Keep that excitement up, just so I can crush your hopes entirely." The students then moved out in full gear, heading to the courtyard. On the platform stood an old woman, welcoming everyone. She announced, "Right now, the top 100 of you will go out into the city to fight monsters. This is because evolution is much faster when facing the threat of death." Another official chimed in, projecting an image of the Rift Valley portal. He said, "This place is for levels 20 to 30. It will train you well, as the tournament will determine everyone's fate and the resources allocated to them." A female student asked, "Where is this portal?" The official told her not to worry. At that moment, a massive portal materialized in the area and opened, radiating an incredibly ominous and terrifying aura. As this aura washed over the students, they were terrified. One student even stammered, "How are we supposed to enter such a scary place?" Just then, Xuan and Lu's sister, Ronnie, came running through the academy looking for Lu. When Xuan spotted Lu, he approached him and said, "By the way, we joined the same academy." Lu replied, "This is definitely a trick." But regardless, he opened his interface and invited both of them to his team, since he knew them well. They moved together to enter, but before they did, the arrogant student called out to Lu, saying, "I advise you not to suffer an embarrassing defeat." Lu ignored him. The official cast a spell, summoning a massive water sphere containing the portal, and then Lu and his team teleported inside. Upon arrival, Lu looked around. He observed, "This place is massive, like a dark maze." From the darkness, terrifying red eyes appeared. He immediately gripped his sword and summoned the butterfly, which swirled around him to form his armor. Readying himself, he pushed off the ground with incredible force and dashed forward. He killed the first monster effortlessly and continued his insane sprint, striking down a huge number of them, aiming specifically for their necks. Because of his speed, the monsters couldn't even react. In just a few seconds, he managed to completely clear the area. Xuan was amazed by what he saw and kept praising our hero. Ronnie was also thrilled, calling him amazing. The teachers watching from outside were equally impressed with Lu, noting, "This boy's true limit is far higher than what he's showing now." One of the officials focused on Lu's butterfly and asked if it was his second beast and if it had a transformation ability. The old woman was astonished, saying, "I've never even heard of a beast with this attribute." Because of this, Faye started teasing them, proudly stating, "My decision regarding the boy Lu was absolutely correct." But Fu nudged her and said, "Get out of my face." Back to our hero, who stood completely covered in the blood of the monsters he had slain. He thought to himself, "My power is terrifying. Not a single monster here can withstand even one strike from me." But amid his joy, he felt a negative energy and dark auras screaming inside him, trying to take control. Xuan noticed something was wrong and called Ronnie to handle it. Ronnie clenched her fist and began chanting a spell to help Lu, but Lu told her, "Don't tire yourself out. I'm perfectly fine now." He checked his watch and noticed he only had 120 points, which was quite low. He decided he needed to be much faster to secure first place, as his beasts required a lot of resources. Raising his hand, he finally summoned Ming, whose mere arrival wreaked havoc on the surroundings. Ronnie was terrified by Ming's appearance, hiding behind Lu, as it was her first time seeing his demonic form. Our hero commanded Ming to literally devour every single monster present in the valley. Ming prepared himself and suddenly dashed across the area at an unbelievable speed. He moved so fast, he looked like a mere shadow. At the same time, Lu looked at his watch and saw his points skyrocketing crazily by the second. He said, "Excellent, but I can't rely solely on Ming. I have to fight too." Elsewhere in the valley, a terrifying dragon swooped down, striking and killing a large number of monsters. A girl named Hong appeared, praising the attack. However, her sister stood by, looking anxious without knowing exactly why. Then, Hong sensed a fearsome aura in the area. Getting excited, she wrapped lightning around the tip of her spear. She spotted a massive beast, the source of the aura, moving toward her. She was prepared to kill it with her spear, but unfortunately, Ming intervened, snatched the monster right from under her nose, and killed it. Hong was initially alarmed by Ming's appearance, but her anxiety quickly turned into thrill. She bravely charged forward with her spear to kill him. From behind, her sister cast 3 different types of enhancement magic on her. Because of this, Hong's power multiplied immensely, reaching a level where she should easily defeat any third-tier boss. She descended upon Ming, striking him with a powerful attack that caused a huge explosion. However, Ming emerged completely unharmed, with golden patterns glowing on his body and his aura growing even stronger. Hong began to panic, wondering, how did that attack not even leave a scratch on this dog? Now it was Ming's turn. He calmly walked toward her, forcing Hong to conjure a defensive shield. Ming simply raised his leg and stomped down hard on the shield. He shattered it effortlessly, breaking through in seconds. The impact struck Hong, sending her flying far away. Her sister, Roland, was terrified and activated her strongest trump card, the 6-winged guardian angel, a SS rank entity. When this angel appeared, it formed a golden barrier. Roland yelled to her sister, "We better retreat." In reality, Ming couldn't care less. He approached the angel, raised a single leg, stomped on it, and destroyed it with terrifying ease. Finally, he gave Hong and her sister a look of absolute disdain, then turned and walked away as if they didn't even exist. Outside, the teachers were struck with profound shock. They muttered, "Impossible! That boy Ming is the legend and the genius of the current era." Faye kept laughing, relishing the fact that she had won her bet, while the others couldn't utter a single word. Back to Ming, still roaming the valley and slaughtering all the monsters nonstop. He even managed to easily kill any bosses he encountered. We see that Lu is only a little bit away from leveling up. Meanwhile, Xuan and Ronnie were overjoyed because, thanks to Lu, their levels were increasing without them putting in any effort. Lu smiled, checked his watch, and saw that his score was at 34,000. He had practically killed every single monster in the area. With that, the portal's time limit expired. A bright white light appeared, and Lu and his companions were teleported outside back to the courtyard. Everyone was baffled by their appearance, noticing they didn't have a single scratch on them. On the other hand, the arrogant student emerged looking heavily injured. Seeing Lu perfectly fine annoyed him deeply, and he clenched his fist in sheer frustration. The official stood on the platform to announce the results, declaring, "Lu is the first-place winner with over 34,000 points." The scoreboard was displayed. Maple, the arrogant guy, stared at it in shock, realizing the colossal gap between his score and Lu's. He protested the result, shouting, "There must be a mistake. That boy is cheating." One by one, others started protesting with the exact same thought. The official replied, telling them to calm down. He revealed, "By the way, Ming, the dog you all saw in the valley, is actually Lu's summoned beast." They were even more shocked by this revelation, as several of them had faced Ming and suffered severe injuries because of him. The official dismissed them, saying, "The tournament is now over. You may all leave." Afterwards, Lu returned to the dorms. By some bizarre coincidence, Maple, the arrogant student, ended up being his roommate. Maple told him, "I apologize for what happened earlier. As a token of my apology, I placed a resource box in your room." Lu thanked him. He went into his room and indeed found a black box. Opening it, he discovered it contained highly rare golden metals. Wasting no time, he summoned the butterfly and had it absorb the metals. He noted, "Very good. The butterfly will now gain more durability and weight, vastly improving my defense and offense." When the butterfly finished absorbing the materials, its size increased, its solidity improved noticeably, and its wings drooped to the floor. Lu stated, "With it looking like this, even if third-tier fighters engage me in battle, they won't be able to pierce my armor, which now weighs around 13 tons. He checked his current balance and saw he had 50,000 coins. He opened the shop and spent the entire 50,000 on fruits and resources. He summoned Ming and gave him the fruits. The moment Ming saw them, he devoured them ravenously. Lu felt a massive surge of energy filling his body, and he noticed Ming's size increasing significantly. He checked his own personal stats and saw that his current power had become immense. He declared, "I am now a powerful summoning swordsman. I no longer need to hide behind my beast like I used to. I can finally fight on my own." The next day arrived, marking their first official day of classes at the academy. Lu headed to his classroom. The moment he walked in, all the students were surprised to see that the terrifying Lu they had encountered was in the same class as them. Right behind him, twin students walked in and sat in front of him. Finally, Teacher Fei entered the room and introduced herself. She told them, "I will be the one in charge of this class. You must all know that if anyone has any personal problems, please solve them on your own, because I do not like headaches." She turned on a screen and began showing them footage of monster invasions. She said, "We have no time to rest. The invasions are growing, and soon they will destroy the entire world." The students were shocked by this harsh reality, especially since the social media they followed constantly broadcasted news that the situation was improving. Lu began to feel anxious, realizing that Fei's words were the absolute truth. Fei then asked them, "Have you ever wondered why there is no one in the military from the 5th?